I'm Joe Catalano with an AM Quincy news update for Monday, June 24th. A break into a recreational marijuana store in Quincy is under investigation. Police say the Quincy cannabis shop at the Four River Rotary in Quincy Point was broken into early yesterday morning. Surveillance video shows two men break a window on the right side of the building at 2:45 a.m. yesterday and then enter the store. Two other men were standing lookout outside the building. Police say the two men spent about 15 minutes inside the store and stole items including batteries and other accessories. Police say none of the items stolen included marijuana or CBD. Items were stolen from the showcase inside the store. Police say all four men then fled on foot toward the Four River Bridge. Police say the alarm was armed but did not go off. An employee discovered the break-in at 10 yesterday morning, and the incident remains under investigation. Brian Walsh, the Cohasset man accused of murdering his wife Anna Walsh and dismembering her body, is scheduled to return to court today. 39-year-old Anna Walsh was last seen alive on January 1st, 2023. She was reported missing on January 4th. 48-year-old Brian Walsh was arrested on January 18th of 2023 and indicted in March by a grand jury on charges including murder, misleading a police investigation, obstruction of justice, and improper conveyance of a human body. He is being held without bail. He is scheduled to appear in Norfolk Superior Court for a pre-trial hearing. Investigators have said they found video of Brian Walsh making an unplanned trip to a hardware store where he bought $450 worth of cleaning supplies in cash. Another video showed him purchasing rugs at another store. Prosecutors said blood and a knife with blood on it were found in the basement of the home that the Walsh family was renting. 10 bags of evidence found during a search at a transfer station in Peabody included Anna Walsh's COVID-19 vaccination card, a necklace matching one that she was known to wear, a hacksaw, and a hatchet. Many of the items had blood on them and were connected to the Walshes through DNA. Grisly internet searches allegedly conducted by Brian Walsh in the days after the woman's disappearance included queries about disposing of a body, dismembering a body, and body decomposition. In November, members of Brian Walsh's family moved to drop a probate case based on accusations that he stole $500,000 from his late father's estate. That case was dismissed after his relatives said they didn't want to spend more money pursuing what they never be able to recover. The Plymouth man with memory issues who went missing last Tuesday was found dead after a 4-day search. Police announced that 69-year-old Rodney Ravello was found dead outdoors in Plymouth on Saturday afternoon. The family thanked Plymouth police and volunteers for their work to find Ravello. Rodney went missing at about 11:15 last Tuesday morning after being discharged from Beth Israel Plymouth Hospital. Fire department dropped him off after he suffered a head injury. His family said that he had no phone or wallet on him, and they were not notified. His children believe he went on his daily morning walk when he fell and was found by two women who called 911. Beth Israel told the family he might have broken his nose, but released him after a few hours. He also suffered from memory issues due to mini strokes. His family had offered a $5,000 reward on Friday for any information leading to his safe return. Rodney's remembered by the Plymouth community as a loving father, grandfather, and Yankees fan. A 24-year-old woman has died following a crash on Route 3 in Plymouth early Friday morning. State police responded about 4:30 a.m. to a single-car crash near exit 13, found a heavily damaged vehicle. The driver has been identified as Jaden Andrews of Plymouth, who died from her injuries. According to police, it was reported that Andrews was driving erratically in Kingston shortly before the crash. An investigation into the crash is still ongoing. Several South Shore communities in Massachusetts have been dealing with water issues for days that include discoloration. It's been a headache for residents in Hingham, North Cohasset, and Hull. Operators of the Ware River water system in Hingham have said the discoloration in those communities is due to a significant change in water usage that affected the flow from the water treatment plant. The change in hydraulics stirred up sediment at the bottom of pipes and sent sediment and discolored water into the system. On Saturday, local and state officials from all three towns had a meeting with representatives from the contract operator for the water system to get an update. According to the Town of Hull's website, the event primarily affected areas served by the Turkey Hill storage tank. It was last Wednesday the tank experienced a sudden and significant drop in water levels, ultimately resulting in the discolored water throughout the system. It is reported the tank is now clear and back to normal levels. Full mitigation of the discolored water is taking longer than expected, and additional water testing will occur today, and Hull officials say they'll make sure those results are made available as soon as possible. 17 Quincy residents were among 29 students from across the region awarded certificates marking their successful completion of high school equivalency tests, or classes in English for speakers of other languages, during a recent ceremony held at Quincy College. Grant funding from the State Department of Elementary and Secondary Education enables Quincy College to continue to offer these classes free of charge on both its Quincy and Plymouth campuses. The curriculum offerings include 2 higher proficiency levels of ESOL, as well as 2 high school equivalency test levels, which create a continuum of services as a foundation for students who may then choose to enter certificate, associate's, or bachelor's degree programs at Quincy College. Governor Healey today will be taking action to protect access to abortion care in Massachusetts. The executive action comes 2 years after the Supreme Court struck down Roe v. Wade, ending the legal right to abortion nationwide. Healey will announce an executive action on abortion access in Massachusetts today, all part of her push to proactively protect access to full medical care for women, especially in light of legislation restricting abortion access elsewhere. Governor's office is linking today's announcement to 2 cases that are currently before the Supreme Court. In both deal with the Idaho abortion ban in emergency cases. And as Massachusetts works to strengthen its abortion access laws in Iowa, the state Supreme Court there is expected to make a decision on June 28th on whether that state can enforce its so-called fetal heartbeat abortion law. This also marks the 2-year anniversary of the Dobbs decision, which effectively overturned the constitutional right to be able to access an abortion nationwide. Since the Dobbs decision, Healey and her administration have worked on a series of efforts to protect that access in Massachusetts, as well as for women seeking emergency medical care from other more restrictive states. Last year, Healey requested that UMass and other healthcare providers stockpile mifepristone, a pill commonly used for an abortion. She also signed an executive order confirming abortion protection under state law and launched a first-in-the-nation public education campaign on the dangers of anti-abortion centers that masquerade as medical facilities under the guise of being crisis pregnancy centers throughout the state. Healey will hold a press conference at 11 o'clock this morning to provide more detail on her newest executive action. The Doug Flutie Jr. Foundation for Autism will host Stars of the Spectrum Music Festival, the nation's only By Autism for Autism concert, this coming Saturday, August 3rd at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Quincy. The event will feature dozens of the most talented autistic musical performers from around the country, as well as many nationally acclaimed musical acts. It builds on the success of the 25th anniversary concert held at Fenway Park last year, where 5,000 people attended, many of whom were local residents with autism and their friends and families. Organizers said there are over 4,600 people slated to attend the August 3rd music festival. With a goal of 10,000, guests will experience a full sensory inclusive environment that uplifts and elevates the voices and talents of people with autism and their families. A check of business news this morning. Stocks are mixed. The Dow rose 15 points on Friday. The Nasdaq dropped 32 and the S&P fell 8. Asian stocks are lower today. The euro rose and oil is at $80 a barrel. In sports, the Red Sox beat Cincinnati 7-4. They will welcome the Blue Jays to Fenway tonight at 7. Forecast from the National Weather Service calling for a partly cloudy day today with a high in the low 80s. For tonight, some patchy fog, a low of 73. Tomorrow, sunny and warm, high of 88 degrees. Hazy, hot, and humid Wednesday with a high of 90, and then partly cloudy 83 for Thursday. Out on the water, waves about a foot, southwest wind at 10 knots, high tide 2:07 p.m. Sunrise 5:08, sets at 8:24. I'm Joe Catalano with an AM Quincy news update for Monday, June 24th.